we'll go in and we'll have a look at where the parlour is going. Hello and welcome to Sullivan's Farm. The building work has slowed down a small bit at the moment now. We're just waiting on a few bits and pieces and I'll show you that in a second. But there's still plenty to be done. We'll have a look at a few bits and pieces. We might start with the parlour. You've seen the tank before. Tank is here. This is the new yard where the silage slab will go. Feed barrier along here. I've showed you this stuff before, so we'll go in and we'll have a look at where the parlour is going. So the frame of the parlour arrived during the week. I went and collected that. A few more bits to collect and then we can have a proper look to see what else is needed and what else isn't needed. So it's 3 8-unit parlour, 3-foot centres at the moment, and we're going to change that to 2'6" to have the cows at the right angle, or the right angle for me. Everyone is different, and to give us a bit of space inside in the... Should stop calling it the third span. It's going to be the milking parlour now. So we'll go down for a look. We'll take it from the cows' perspective. So they're going to walk in here and in then to the parlour. So this will be their walk. So we're going to take out the walls on either side there. Probably take down that gate at some stage as well. We'll go in for a closer look. So the parlour, say, as it stands, would be, this would be the pit where I'm standing here. Cows facing the wall with the feeders there. Cows facing the wall with the feeders there. And I'll have a chat with the man who's doing the building work, and the man who's doing the parlour. But I'm thinking as well now to maybe coming out here and leaving room for a 10, maybe a 12 unit parlour in a couple of years' time. But we'll see. Now might be the time to do it, even though it's going to be 8 unit for now, and for the first few years when we're at it at all, we might leave space for 12 there, but we'll see. As with so much else, we're doing a bit and then we're stopping, and then we're doing another bit and we're figuring out another bit. So it's not a greenfield site, and everything has to fit around the cow. The cow walking in and the cow walking out, and the cow doing her business, giving her milk inside. So it's very much a case of needs must and fitting around the farmer, I suppose, as well. He's someplace in the mix of it as well. Seeing as we're talking about cow comfort and making sure they're getting everything they need, I was showing you this green mesh before, and that was going to keep out the rain when I was fixing up the chutes and taking down the block that was up there the whole way down. But I got a blinding flash of inspiration there at one stage, or again, said to do one thing at a time. And I fixed up the chute. Can't really see it properly there now. Fixed up the chute the whole way down, and it's had a few test runs with all the rain and the showers with the last couple of weeks there. And thankfully, the rain doesn't seem to be going in anymore, even without the green mesh. So I'm keeping an eye on it. Really just see it from the inside. Might be even harder to see from here as we're looking up at it. No, there's the ladder. We'll show you what that is in a minute. But the rain hasn't been coming in. I'm not saying it won't come in, but so far, the ground all along there, a bit of tidying to be done there for the cubicles. More concrete to be poured here and there. But so far, so good. The green mesh hasn't caused the rain to come in by catching the drops, and the rest of it has just not let the rain in. So if that works out, I'm not going to bother putting up the green mesh, and it'll be just one less job. I have enough to be doing. So I'll just show you the little job here. So again, temporary job for now, but it'll have to do. The rain was getting in a few patches along there. You can feel how hollow that is. It's been getting in for years, and I guess I never copped it. And yeah, but sure, look, we're doing a kind of a patch up job here and there on it. And these two, I had the safety harness on when I was jumping there. Don't anybody worry about me. I just bolted a couple of planks into the wall, a couple of brackets there, and it'll hold it in place for now. As with so much else, that roof is old and it might need to be replaced in a couple of years' time. And when we were doing this shed, the plan was that this might fit as one half, or a second A-shaped half would go over here, replace that roof there. So I don't want to spend too much money now on anything for that roof or even for that shed itself, because we need to get up and running first and keep costs to a minimum. So we might have a quick look at costs now. So now I'm going to assume the position that they all take on the good industry day and open day promo videos. I kind of stand at this angle, I think. The costs then. Overall, the bottom line is €36,000 for the concrete, the labour, the slats themselves and the steel that went into the concrete. Now, I can't and I won't go into the details of who or what way that was divided up between the bits and pieces, because I was paying other people and that's other people's business as much as it is my own. So I had 30,000 in my head as the initial estimate, based on quotes and talking to people and 17 different calculations I did myself. It's a 100-foot tank, 14-foot 6 slat with the special dairy grip. There are scraper slats in that as well. It's 8 foot deep, and we did hit water as well along the way. And we hit a lot of stone and rock along the way too. But at least we got to use the stone and the rock around here. I've showed you that before, where the bulk tank will be turning. When I get the VAT back, I think I'll get nearly €4,000 in VAT back on the different bits and pieces. So that brings me back to about 32. So I'm about 2,000 over budget, which I guess is less than 10%. It's a good sign. There's a bit of heat, there's flies out. And yeah, like less than 10% over budget isn't too bad. But it's still an extra €2,000. But overall, I'm happy enough. We got extra work done, extra labour and work done that I hadn't planned on. And there's still more to be spent. We'll get into that in the next bit. But overall, I'm happy enough. I have that door open going into this is the first span from the other side. That door is open constantly at the moment, just to let the air in and to make it easier for me to walk in and out. And we put in the parlour, frame of the parlour. I was showing you in this way as well. But if we close in this for a minute, it gets fairly dark in here. Now it's not too bad today, the sun is shining and I've taken those blocks out as well, so that's helping. And the light down there is throwing the camera, so it's a lot brighter on camera than it is in the flesh. And if you take it in the middle of winter when it's raining and it's getting bright at maybe 8:30 and it's getting dark again at 4:30, it's fairly dark. I just push this open again. It's a good reminder of how dark it is in case I was going to change my mind, because there's an extra bit of work. Just push that back there for now. I'm going to take down 2 of those sheets in the middle and I'm going to replace them with 2 like that, so that there just will be extra light going in there. Not a big job, it's more a pet project for me as much as anything else, because there's not an awful lot to do with the animals. We'll go down and look at the heifers there in a minute, but there's not an awful lot to do at the moment. So the focus is on, we'll get technical again, the focus is on infrastructure at the moment. A little bit of fertiliser still to go out. I'm after spreading about the same amount as last year, about 5 tonne on just over 30 acres. I'm stocked heavily enough, under the 170, not going into derogation, but it's been a bit of a pain trying to figure out that I was in compliance with the new fertiliser database. And we won't get political, but the communication around that stinks. So I'm going to stop now, or I'll go on a rant. We look at something more positive instead. Another bit of progress. I took down the sheep wire that was along here. This is the roadway coming out from the shed at the road. This is where the milk lorry will be driving. So we have to do a bit of tidy up work to make that man's life a little bit easier. Taking down the sheep wire there in the last few days, so there's a temporary fence there for now. And the plan will be to get that, I've showed you before, get the digger man in and just put a little chamfer off like that and leave the water, the rainwater run off out there, so it doesn't lodge in potholes like this. And then that'll save a nice bit of wear and tear on the milk lorry driver and on our own cars in and out there as well. That tree won't be knocked obviously, as that sod along there is cleared off. And as far as I remember, that and those 3 trees were all planted around the time of the millennium. Which is one for any of the cousins who'd be watching. I think it was, as our young lads call him, old Grandad Mikey planted them, or asked somebody to plant them for him around the time of the millennium. So I think they'll all be still here when we're all dead and gone. It's a nice morbid thought on a sunny summer afternoon. we'll go out for a look at the heifers. They're in the field below the wood, or the paddock below the wood. Here they are, the princesses themselves. There's a shine on them. But then there's a shine on everything when the sun is out. You've always been kind of cheeky, haven't you? I took the bull out maybe 2-3 weeks ago now because, well, he went in early. The pedigree Holstein ones in particular were certainly big enough and of the required weight. So I left him in early and gave him an extra maybe a week or two at the start of the breeding season rather than at the end. So we'll scan him. Bloody flies. Scan him in another fortnight or 3 weeks and we'll see where we're at then. There was one of them, I have her number written down, not you, that I saw. I didn't see her bulling, but I could see the marks where she had been bulling on her tailbone. So we'll see. Maybe it was only an old thing was running in her head. We will see. We won't be able to see her now. There's Susie. Susie's very quiet. Susie likes her head rubbed, don't you, Susie, and her neck rubbed? Yes. They're all very quiet, in fairness. You're all very quiet, aren't you? They're killed with the heat. Anybody has a technical explanation? Oh, jeez, I'm swallowing flies and ever. Give me a second. Anyone has a technical explanation as to why they all gather in bunches like that in the heat, let me know. You'd see it in cows as well. I don't know why. Is there something to it or is there not? If you know, answers on a postcard. There might be a prize. One for all voucher. This is where a lot of the sheep wire has ended up, or all of it has ended up, that I've been taking down with the past few weeks. Bit of barbed wire here as well too. I was going to leave it in place on the off chance those little white chokes would ever be back here again. But it's very, very unlikely they'll ever make an appearance around here again. And it was hard to get in at the grass under the wire, under the electric fence wire or the barbed wire, wherever that was, with the sheep wire in place. And the grass was so the heifers couldn't graze under it, and then the grass was growing up and the wire was hurting off it. So I just thought, right, okay, anyway, and I just started taking it down. It wasn't as bad a job as I thought. So there's a good few rolls of it there. I'll keep it there. Bloody flies.
What you doing?
Just saying hello to Mum and saying hello to you. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello, good man. Now look at this for hard work. If you could get enough staff like that, wouldn't you be flying? Can you tell what it is yet? We're playing that game a little bit as well. It's just along here. I did a bit of clearing where the sheep wire came down from. Not too much, but just enough. Like, it's a public road out there, so we need to be extra careful. Make sure the animals don't escape, and there's a good shock in that fence. The long-term plan is that there's no need, obviously there's no need for the sheep wire when there's no sheep here, but the long-term plan is that the cows and the cattle themselves will graze under it, and they'll do the strimming for us. So we'll gain a couple of feet of field, and there'll be no need to strim along underneath the wire as well. So take a few years to get to that stage, but we'll get to it all right. This is the field that we reseeded a couple of weeks ago too. If you can think back, this is where the fodder rape was for the winter, and now it's grass. So it's getting to the stage where the post-emergence spray, clover safe post-emergence spray, will be sprayed on it. So we'll go out for a look at last year's effort, and thankfully with a bit of heat the last few weeks, clover's really come on. You can see lots of it in flower there. Yeah, happy enough with that. That's it for this video then. Thanks a million for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Mind yourselves. Good luck.